Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at NDN TV Nigeria. Click on the subscribe button and be the first to get notifications.
For the second time in 18 months, the Olu of Warri, Atuwatse III, took concrete steps to confirm and seal without any iota of doubt the removal of Ayiri Emami as Ologbotsere of Warri Kingdom. The Olu of Warri, at a reconciliation and chieftaincy revalidation meeting in his palace on Sunday, the 16th of April 2023, formally collected the insignia of the Ologbotsere title from Ayiri, consisting of traditional beads and sword, which is known as Uda. He, however, did not revalidate Ayiri as Ologbotsere. In his place, he appointed a new Ologbotsere for Warri Kingdom, an action which, instead of bringing peace between the Olu and the embattled Ayiri Emami, will now most likely escalate the royal rumble in the Warri nation. Saturday, August 21st, 2021 was the day Atuwatse III was formally coronated as the 21st Olu of Warri. However, before the coronation, there was high-level maneuverings, schemings, as well as intense lobbying from different camps for and against the emergence of Atuwatse III. One of those who was clearly against the choice of Atuwatse III was Ayiri Emami, the Ologbotsere of Warri at the time, whose responsibility it was to midwife the selection process. Ayiri's objection to Atuwatse III's candidacy was on the grounds that the prince fell short of the requirements of a 1979 edict stipulating the processes for the selection of an Olu. According to him, the same edict informed the disqualification of Atuwatse III as a candidate for the throne in 2015 after the demise of his father. He was, however, bypassed by the Giniwa I ruling house, which suspended him and reconstituted the Olu's Advisory Council, which went ahead to carry out all the rites for the eventual coronation of Atuwatse III. To prove that he is the one that is right and standing on the side of the law, Ayiri approached the court to challenge his suspension by the Giniwa I ruling house and, by implication, the processes that threw up Atuwatse III as Olu of Warri. In spite of the many hurdles, Atuwatse III was finally coronated on August of 2021. 6 weeks after his coronation, it was payback time, as Atuwatse III wielded the big stick against Ayiri, who did not support his emergence. In a short ceremony at the palace on the 5th of October 2021, the Olu of Warri, through Chief Brown Mene, the Ogwa Olusan of Warri, announced the derobing of Ayiri as Ologbotsere of Warri and the subsequent abolishment of the Ologbotsere stool. According to the Olu, and I quote, "There is no Ologbotsere title again. Nobody should parade in that title," unquote. Ayiri called the bluff of the Olu and insisted that he remains the Ologbotsere of Warri. The stalemate continued for the next 18 months until a peace committee led by former president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, Pastor Ayiri, stepped in to try to reconcile both parties. While offering prayers for peace at Ogboworu Hall in Ode Shekiri on Thursday, March 30th, 2023, Atuwatse III openly invited Ayiri to meet him at the palace for talks. When Inside the Niger Delta contacted Ayiri over the invitation, he expressed skepticism and reluctance to honor the invite. After Inside the Niger Delta ran the story, very senior chiefs from the palace called to debunk the report and insist that there was no invitation of any sort to Ayiri, an indication that they were not in on the plans of the Olu. However, very prominent Ishekiris and Nigerians at large reportedly prevailed on Ayiri to meet with the Olu. The meeting eventually took place at the Olu's palace on Friday, April 14th, 2023. The reconciliation meeting ended on a good note as both parties agreed to embrace peace going forward. Ayiri was in a happy mood when he stepped out of the meeting on that Friday night. Both the Olu and Ayiri agreed to reconvene at the palace for a revalidation of Ayiri's chieftaincy on Sunday, the 16th of April, 2023. As expected, Ayiri and other chiefs came to the palace fully dressed in their traditional chieftaincy attire. As is customary, Ayiri presented the Olu with the Ologbotsere chieftaincy beads and sword. The Olu was supposed to represent them to Ayiri to reconfirm him as Ologbotsere once again. However, the king kept them and proceeded on a long speech to reconfirm to everyone in the Shekiri nation that he remains the only overriding authority in the kingdom and that the terms of reconciliation cannot be dictated to him.
Mercy, peace, truth, reconciliation will not be forced on them. There is no cabal. There is no connection of any institution of God that will ever hold this throne and get to answer. And so in terms of peace, reconciliation, and mercy will be defined, determined, and set by God.
At the end of his speech, he offered Ayiri a lesser chieftaincy title in the palace, the Eyekun of Warri, previously held by Ayiri's father. Ayiri felt slighted and betrayed. He declined the offer and left the palace humiliated. The once most senior chief of the Warri Council of Chiefs had been humbled. He had submitted to the authority of the Olu with the hope of being reconciled and reinstated, but alas, that was not to be. Back at his home, Ayiri maintained that he remains the Ologbotsere of Warri, as what he presented to the Olu as his insignia of his chieftaincy were all fake. According to the spokesman of Ologbotsere descendants worldwide, Comrade Alex Enyego, the Olu tried to trick them, but they suspected his insincerity and also tricked him as well. He said the Olu was acting out a script which was unknown even to the chairman of the Peace Committee, Pastor Ayo Orisejafo.
Pastor Ayo Orisejafo, the former president of CAN, Christian Association of Nigeria. Someone hinted him that this is what was going to happen. And as the chairman of the Peace Committee, he said to them that that was not the agreement on Friday. That was why Pastor Ayo walked out of the palace. That's to tell you that this is a script which Pastor Ayo was not part of, and he was only told here, Shekiri will say, and as the chairman, he said he was not going to be part of this, and he walked away.
Back at the palace, Atuwatse III, who had previously abolished the Ologbotsere title, reversed himself and appointed Chief Oma Eyewoma as the new Ologbotsere of Warri. Chief Eugene Ikomi, the Olulaye of Warri, and Comrade Agbataniro Weyime Isaac, president of the Shekiri National Youth Council, say it's a new dawn in the Shekiri nation as the appointment of Chief Eyewoma to the Ologbotsere stool will put paid to all the controversy surrounding the Ologbotsere chieftaincy.
It's a thing of delight, for us, and we must thank His Majesty Ogame Atuwatse III, for bringing back that position of the Ologbotsere of Warri Kingdom. And we are indeed also very happy that this title went to a very respectable member of the Warri Council of Chiefs.
This has finally put to rest all the issues that surrounds, that characterizes all the challenges occasioned in the past 2 years by not having such an Ologbotsere.
Contrary to Comrade Agbataniro's submission that the Olu's latest action will end the royal crisis in Warri, it is likely that the crisis will now be escalated. Ayiri Emami, who maintains that he remains the Ologbotsere of Warri, is still in court challenging his initial suspension by the Guinea One ruling house. If the court grants Ayiri's prayers and reinstates him, it will mean that all the actions taken after his suspension by the ruling house, which includes reconstitution of the Olu's Advisory Council, selection and coronation of Ogame Atuwatse III, will all be declared null and void. The legal processes will, however, take some time as the case is destined to get to the Supreme Court, a court that has shown that it's no respecter of any throne once extant laws are violated. It will be recalled that in January this year, the Supreme Court dethroned the Obong of Calabar, Edidem Ekpo Okon Abasiotu V, a first-class monarch, because the selection process did not conform to extant laws. While the Olu of Warri has clearly won this battle in the royal war in Warri Kingdom, there are several battles ahead to confront before a victor can be declared, and there is no telling which way the pendulum of victory will swing.
Inside the Niger